Barrister John Fru John Nsoh.
Yeah.
You are the lead lawyer to the Nera 10.
Yes.
I mean the leaders of the Southern Cameroons who were arrested in Nigeria. Terminology differs from who is speaking. Some say it was a kidnap, and others say it was an arrest, legal arrest. Now, tell us, the other day I saw you in a picture in Abuja with lawyer Oro, who is also a lawyer, I think, if I'm not wrong, to Siseko. Now tell us, what did you go to do in Abuja?
Well, before I answer your question, I must clarify something. My clients were never arrested, they were abducted. I would say kidnapped because there was no warrant of arrest, there was nothing, and they were arrested by Nigerian security forces, taken to Defense Intelligence Headquarters, and detained on the ground for 20 days before they were again blindfolded and taken to the airport and thrown into Cameroon military plane like cargo and brought here out. That said, I went to Abuja because the lawyers in Abuja, the lawyers in Nigeria, Femi Falana and Abdul Oro, have filed an action in Nigerian court on behalf of these detainees. They are asking Nigerian government that they accuse Nigerian government for having deported refugees into the danger from where they were running from, and that they should bring them back. And after bringing them back, they should pay compensation.
Okay.
That is the tenet of that case in Abuja. Why did I go there? I went there because we needed an affidavit from the people who are in detention. And since I'm their counsel, I went and I filed an affidavit. And in that affidavit I said, I verily believe, and they verily told me, that they were captured in Nera Hotel by Nigerian security forces, taken to intelligence headquarters, military intelligence agency headquarters in Abuja, and detained on the ground for 20 days. It is from there that they were now again blindfolded and taken to the airport and thrown into Cameroon military plane like cargo.
And now the other question that some of the people watching you would like to ask is that among them, there were 2 or 3 people, I think like Nalova, who could not.
Exactly.
Now tell us, how come these women, or there were 1 woman and 1 man?
I was informed by my colleagues in Nigeria that those 2 were Nigerian citizens because they carried Nigerian passports. That's why they were not put on that plane.
That's why they were not put on that plane.
Yes.
Now the other question that we would like to know is, will they?
But they stayed in detention till the 20th of February.
20th of February.
Yes.
The other question that we would like to know is this: do you think that will the ruling of the Nigerian Federal High Court sitting in Abuja have any impact on the procedure or the legal procedure that you are carrying out here in Cameroon?
The ruling of Nigerian High Court is still very far. The matter has been adjourned to the 22nd of January, and now we're going back to Nigeria. And a few of my colleagues will accompany me. They will end, because they are also members of the Nigerian bar. They will enter appearance in Nigeria, but I will act like a witness. We'll go back for that hearing on the 22nd of January. We have already had a ruling here which did not favor us. Even though we have appealed to the Supreme Court, we are not going to wait for the Supreme Court. We have the necessary requirements to now go to Geneva, Human Rights Court.
In Geneva.
Yes.
Now let's come back to the case that you are following here in Cameroon, that you are the lead lawyer.
Yes.
Tell us, at one point you seem to be heaping a lot of praise to the judge of the Fundi Appeals Court, and you were kind of optimistic. Suddenly, cold water was thrown on you. Can you explain?
Yes. That judge gave a good impression of herself. The way she conducted the hearing, day one. Even this ruling, you could see from her demeanor that she was acting on instructions. I cannot say for sure, but from reading her, that's what I thought. I don't have any quarrels with the judge. up to now, that this particular judge. Because unlike the judge in the High Court who behaved so stupidly, this judge was so composed. He conducted the hearing very, 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 very seriously, and we finally had a negative result. I will not blame it on her. I'll blame it on the system.
So you blame it on the system?
Yes.
Now, another question that people have been asking, have you interjected an appeal?
We have filed a notice of appeal to the Supreme Court.
To the Supreme Court.
We will now be preparing the grounds, memorandum and grounds of appeal next week when we go to Yaoundé.
When we go to Yaoundé next week?
Yes.
Now, in case they are released, what will happen?
What do you mean release? Release through political means or release judicially? Because that part of release judicially, I don't have any hopes.
Because there are rumors going on that the President of the Republic might decide to a clemency or pardon them within days or within months coming. One, do you think that rumors can become a reality? Two, if they are released, the rumor still says it is to use them or that they will contribute in appeasing the current tense situation in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, otherwise known as Southern Cameroon.
Let me tell you, rumors in this country, I don't believe it. Until I see it happen, I can't say anything. I can't say much. And secondly, even if they are released, they must be taken back to Abuja. Because these are people who have no papers, they have nothing, they have no identity card. When you file asylum in a foreign country, running away and you are a refugee and you file for asylum, you have renounced the citizenship of the country from where you are running from. So you cannot just release them on the public here and ask them to stay here. You must take them back to where you took them. Now, the other question you asked me was, what was the second line?
The second question was that if they are released, will they be able to stay in this country and contribute? Because the rumors say that they will contribute in bringing peace in the...
They release, if they are going to be released at all, it should be unconditional. There should be no conditions attached to the release. Otherwise, not the release. And I can tell you from reading my plans, they will never accept a conditional release.
They will never accept a conditional release?
Yes.
So are you trying to say, even if the government says now we are releasing you so that you should contribute in bringing peace?
Is it on condition? If you release and then you plead with them to contribute about peace, that's a different issue. But if you pose it as a condition for the release, they will never accept.
Which means that in spite their incarceration, they are still determined and stands their ground on the reason why...
The incarceration is what? These are people who are no longer part of this society.
What do you mean by they're not part of the society?
Some of them have taught in Nigeria for more than 20 years. Some of them were university professors. All of this, nobody there of a small caliber. They have lived in Nigeria.
Granted.
They have taken asylum. They have taken asylum in Nigeria. They are refugees. What would they be doing here?
That was a question I wanted to ask, that the fact that you have taught in Nigeria for 100 years doesn't mean that you're not Cameroonian.
They applied for asylum, they were granted, and they filed with the UNHCR as refugees. In fact, just before they were released, before they were taken to Cameroon.
And the question now...
The UNHCR visited them. And the Nigerian government assured the UNHCR they will not be deported. But when they turned their back, they deported them.
Now the question is, if someone is no longer Cameroonian, can he or she participate in the Cameroonian politics as they are participating?
That will depend upon the Cameroon authorities. But it should not be made as a condition for release. That's what I'm trying to let you know.
Okay.
The condition, that release should be unconditional. These are refugees. Take them back to where you took them. If for any reason you don't take them back, okay. We as councils, we will handle their repatriation back. But then, how do we do it without papers? We will have to get the UN involved so that the UN can give some kind of pass so that I can take them to a different country, which probably may not be Nigeria or even Nigeria, because they already have refugee status in Nigeria.
And do you think, now between you and I, honestly speaking, are you optimistic that they can be released one day?
I am telling you that I am not optimistic because Romos remain what they are, Romos. And this country, there's a lot of Romo peddling. You may want to know that there are already several governments circulating on social media. Those are Romos.
Exactly.
But there's no reality in that.
Good. And then there's other question. You have filed an appeal at the Supreme Court.
Yes.
At Supreme Court. Now, if your appeal is not favorable, what other steps do you have?
I just told you, Eli, that I now have enough evidence. I've now satisfied the local remedies, and I'm ready to take the case to Geneva. I'm not counting on any court in Cameroon, be it Supreme Court or any court, because it's influenced by
the regime.
By the regime.
And finally, if you have any word to their families, and I think because the other day the wife of Sisiko wrote an appealing, compassionate letter to the president, to the wife of the president of Cameroon, that is Chantal Biya. What can you have as a message to that lady and to many other Cameroonians and Southern Cameroonians who are so worried about those in detention?
I work for Madame Liliane Siseko, and after the hearing, after the dismissal of my case, I called her and informed her. I keep abreast with the families of the detainees. I inform everybody who is involved, any stakeholder in their detention. We have informed all of them, and we are in touch with every family member, and we think that they are aware of what is happening.
Okay. And even though I say it's final, but I'd like to ask another question. Many people have been asking me, when you meet Barrister, so ask him, did he see them? Even though they say they are in good spirit, are they in good spirit?
Eli, yes. Social media already carries some pictures that were taken this time around.
Yes.
They took Barrister Yambe's picture, they took Patasang's picture, they took Dr.
Awasun?
No, Dr. Let me remember. There are 4 pictures on social media,
yes,
which shows that they are alive. I have been talking on television, on radio, that these people are alive. They are in detention on the ground. They have been incommunicado for 10 months, no charge up to now.
Barrister John Fru John Nsoh, thank you very much once again for giving me the opportunity to speak with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My pleasure.